morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Kids Community Connections, 103.1 KISS FM. I'm Phyllis Jones, your host for this morning. And you know, it's hot. It's not hot. It's just burning hot. Because whenever you get in your vehicle and you still in the garage and it's saying it's 100 degrees, you know, it's rough out there. So you know what? Everybody need to be careful and mindful of the heat. And those who take medication, you need to be aware that some of your medications and heat don't go together. So you need to check on that and, you know, watch out for little kids, because little kids thinks they'll sweat and keep playing. They will. They'll sweat, keep playing, sweat, keep playing. So we need to remind them that they need to come in and get some water, you know, before they go back out there. And our elderly, you need to stay out of the heat too. And, you know, maybe go to the mall and sit down and hang out in the mall. You know, if you don't want to run your electricity bill up, especially if you're a senior citizen or on any fixed income. Find places to go that are cool so that, you know, you can cool off some. And also, please don't leave your kids in the car. I mean, we can't say it enough, because you figure when you say it, guess what? You're going to read the paper, hear it on the news, somebody left their kid in the car while they ran into the store. There's no such thing as really running into the store. It isn't. There's no way in life you could run into a store and run out in 2 minutes. But, you know, don't leave your kids in the car. And, you know, and those of us, when you walk past and you see a kid in the car, I hate to say it, but call the police. I mean, because, you know, you might not want to get the parent in trouble, but you need to protect that child. And I think the child comes first. So, you know, if you see it, say something about it. I'll admit I'm not an animal lover at all. I'm the horse person, and I like piranha. But if you have a dog or what, same thing. Don't leave them in the car. You know, we want to avoid tragic things to happen. And we need to remember, as hot as it is, no matter who we are, you know, make sure when you leave your house too, you got some water in your hand, some juice, something in your hand to keep you up, because the last thing any of us need to do is, have a heat stroke or let the sun do any damage to you at all. So remind yourself and be mindful that it's hot outside. And, you know, this weekend is supposed to hit 105. Well, you know, it's kind of warm. You know, it's real warm, you know, and if you like me, I do everything I can in the morning. So at home in the afternoon, I had to go out because it's kind of scary to be out there so hot. But anyway, that's my information soapbox. But this morning we're going to talk about, I'm going to give out a whole lot of information, because the main thing that I find out when I talk to people is people don't know. They just don't know. So people assume that nothing is there for this, nobody's here for that, nobody cares about any of the things that goes on with them, and it's because they don't know. And that's the dangerous part of right now in these times. And even though we're in times of technology, there's still things that people don't know. So get a pencil and paper and start writing down some information. I'm gonna give you the whole lot. And also, if you missed some of the information I gave, or, you know, it kind of started, you started writing it and couldn't finish all the rest, on Tuesday, I'll say go to mykiss1031.com, go to Community Connections, and the show will be there. And then you can, you know, at your leisure, write down the information and put it in gear. So we're going to talk about all age groups. So we're going to talk about senior citizens and those who are not, and young children. I'm going to cover the gamut of everybody. So right now we're going to talk about that all scary thing called diabetes. And the flyer says, you know, actually, do you struggle with diabetes? And they're going to teach you how to manage your diabetes if you do have it. So it's going to be a diabetes self-management program. Each class is going to be a weekly class, 2.5 hours each week for 6 weeks. Guess what? It's free $99. They do have limited space, and they would like for people to pre-register for this. Where the class is coming to right now, the classes will be in Copper's Cove at the Copper's Cove Senior Activity Center at 10, I'll just say the numbers out the other way, 1012 North Drive. When are the classes going to be? They're going to be Saturday morning, starting August 12th to September 23rd. They're going to skip Labor Day weekend, because, you know, everybody's not going to kind of be around. The time of the classes will be 9 a.m. to 11:30. And what they're going to talk about is understanding diabetes, selecting healthy foods, which is a huge issue because people don't realize with diabetes that they got tell the carbs goodbye, because carbs are sugar, and people don't realize that when they're watching or managing their diabetes, they don't realize what's in there, where the sugar is really hidden at. And there's so many ways that places hide sugar until you don't know. So they'll teach you that. They're going to teach you how to plan healthy menus, staying active, dealing with stress, delaying complications, learn to communicate with your family healthcare provider and your health team, and teach you how to set goals, which are all the things you need to know about diabetes. And you know what? I would encourage you, even if you don't have it, and let's just say it's in your family, you need to go, because you don't know. There might be something in there that a relative or a friend of yours don't know, and you might go and find out just you're pre-diabetic. So you need to go. But how do you register for the class? You contact Susan Birchfield at 254-770-2356. And she's with the Department of Aging. And like I said, yes, it's in Carpus Cove for this time. She's going to move the classes around to different areas. So even though I say it's in Carpus Cove, if you live in Killeen or Belton or Temple and you want to come, do come. Don't assume that, it's only for people who live in Cove. It's just, that's what she's doing it at first. So, and it's going to come to different areas. So like I said, call Susan Birchfield, 254-770-2356, and register for the diabetes class so that we can become aware. Also, at the Resource Center in Belton, they're going to have a caregiver respite awareness luncheon. Because a lot of people are finding themselves now being the caregiver. You're being the caregiver for your parents. Some are being the caregiver for their spouse due to their spouse's disability. And sometimes you become the caregiver for, your children if something's wrong with your children. But people don't realize there's something out there. If you are a caregiver, there's a lot of things out there for you. So the Resource Center it's also under the Department of Aging, Disability, and Veterans. So like I said, they're going to have a caregiver respite awareness luncheon and share event. The event is targeting, naturally, Texas Aging, Disability, and Veterans Resource Center invites you to join them for their community. Would like you to join, other community leaders and find out the information that they have for caregivers. And these caregivers, like I said, most of them don't know what's out there for them, and there are a lot of help and a lot of services out there for them, so people did not forget you. They're asking you to bring your lunch and join them for this information. It's going to be August 24th. I know it's a long time away, but sometimes we need things out so we can plan our calendar. So it's August 24th from 11:30 to 1:30. It's at the Central Texas Council of Government at 2180 North Main Street in Belton, and it's going to be in Conference Room D. So I'll say it again. The Caregiver Respite Awareness Lunch and Share event will be August 24th this year from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Central Texas Council of Governments at 2180 North Main Street in Belton, Conference Room D9. The phone number to RSVP, and please remember to RSVP. A lot of times, we say, I'm going to go and nobody's going to be there. You're going to be surprised. So please RSVP at 254-770-2330. And again, the RSVP number is 254-770-2330. And that would be for, like I said, their caregivers. And, don't forget about it. And we didn't forget about caregivers. Also, this resource center is having a whole bunch of things going on. But also they're at the resource center. It says if you need assistance in paying for your medication, and this is basically for a lot of people, mainly senior citizens, but for a lot of people, they have the Part D benefit provides provides financial assistance known as extra help to help those with limited income and assistance. So they have something. If your monthly gross income is at or below the income level that's listed below, which is for an individual, it would be $1,528. If it's below that, you qualify. Or if you're a couple and your income is $2,050 a month, then you also qualify. If you have limited resources and they are under the amount of, once again, individuals, which yearly is $13,000. For couples, it's $27,000. So once again, the Resource Center is, I guess, basically, it's like a one-stop shop for everything that you need, but you might want to go. And also, you might qualify for another program, which is LIS, L-I-S. It's not on here what that is. And like I said, also the other program is Extra Help. So there are things out there for us, or for everybody, if you have limited income and you need help getting your medication. So by all means, call them if you need them. And the number is 254-770-2330. Remember that number, because they're there to help you. So, you know, there are things out there. We just simply sometimes need to look, ask, or, you know, go to different meetings and different organizations and find out what's going on. So the reason I'm doing this is so that we all know. So we'll have the information and we won't, you know, people won't be missing medication, because I do know people who said they can't afford to get their medication. And I got this flyer on Monday at a meeting, you know, and I talking to this lady, I'm like, hey, here, call this number and, you know, they got something for you. You know, so sometimes we need to know, we need to be able to walk around as an information library and just pass out all the information we know that we have and everything like that. Also, the area agency on aging of Central Texas is your point of contact. When you call them, they do answer the phone. I was surprised, because, you know, it was my challenge. I said, let me call them up, see if they answer the phone, and I actually did. I was shocked. But they have a lot of information. They do a lot of training programs for seniors, 60 and up. They do a lot of self-management. They teach you how to take care of yourself. For some of your chronic diseases, we don't realize that we can do self-management and get better. So they teach you that. Like I said, they do teach the diabetes management, because that is very important. But any illness or disability you have, you contact the Department of Aging. And it's the same number I've been giving out, which is 254-770-2330. Excuse me, yeah, 2330. Same number, but you contact them and they have a wealth of information. And also to let you know, the areas that they handle here in Belton would be Bell County, Coryell, Hamilton, Lampasas, Milan, Mills, and San Saba. So we really have no excuse on finding any of them, because they cover a lot of area and a lot of ground. I know I'm giving you a bunch of information, but we're going to continue this. Okay. Legal help. That's a big, huge one. That's really huge. And once again, we think that a lot of us don't know that there is a place called Lone Star Legal Aid. And Lone Star Legal Aid, they will conduct client interviews in Coryell County, and right now I'm looking at the sheet, it's Coryell County, but they do have them in Bell County. But on the third Wednesday of each month, they'll do interviews in Coryell County in the morning at the Coryell Main Street Annex, which is 800 East Main Street, Suite number E, and it's in the same building as Extraco Bank is. Lone Star Legal Aid is for people who cannot afford attorneys. Now, it's not to sue people. You can't sue anybody, but this is what their free services are. The service is free and they do represent low-income residents of, like I said, they also have one in Bell County, in civil legal matters such as landlord-tenant issues, Social Security, power of attorney, wills, probate, consumer issues, bankruptcy, Medicaid, and domestic matters. Those are the things that they assist with. So we can't call them for just like you want to because you just want to because it's the time of day. Those are the things that they assist with. You can call them at 254-939-5773, and they will schedule a time for you to come out, talk to them, find out if what is needed that they have. If they do, they will assist you. And Lone Star Legal Aid has been around for years, and a lot of people don't know about it, but they're there to help. And like I said, if you want to sue somebody, that's not what they're for. They're only there for the limited legal issues that I told you about a few minutes ago. So if you have something, call them up, 254-939-5773. And remember, it's Lone Star Legal Aid. So you got to remember to utilize them. They not only handle what I had said before, they also handle abuse against the elderly and the disabled. So they also help them out. And their office in Belton is 512 South Main Street in Belton. Like I said, the number, once again, is 254-939-5773. You can call them up, make an appointment, and talk to them and see what else how else do they work. And they do focus on the abuse part, because in our area, Bell County, abuse is one of our highest things that we have of everything. And, abuse is not broken down into categories, but it kind of is. Because, people think you can only call CPS for kids, and you can also call CPS if adults are being abused. So, along with being, and I mean abused by, you're a lot of like elderly people. Sometimes people don't have tolerance for them, so they end up hitting them. Well, that's abuse also, and they fall up under the same as child abuse. So you can call CPS for there too. But we also need to realize that, like I said, we have Lone Star there, and we need to use it when we need to. And there's also psychological abuse, and then there's neglect. So they handle all those cases for everybody that falls into their, first of all, to that financial area of where you're supposed to be, and then the issue in itself. So if you need any help, you call Lone Star Legal Aid. And like I said before, I know I'm giving out a whole bunch of information, but go to the website on Tuesdays and go to mykiss1031.com. Go to Community Connections and all the shows, and this information will be there for everybody to utilize, to remember it. And you might say, I don't need this information, but guess what? You'll know somebody else who does. So you know what? Pass it on to them and make sure that they get it. Okay? All right. We're going to move on. Do I have more? Oh, yes, I do have more, surprisingly. Volunteers are needed. CASA. A lot of us have heard what CASA, and that's all we hear. We don't know what they do. CASA, kids that are no longer living with their parents, I'll put it that way, who are not with their parents due to a number of things. When you become a part of CASA, first of all, you have to go to an orientation, a background check, and all these other things. But you follow the child. You go to court with that kid. You represent that child. You do the investigation for that child. That child basically becomes yours, not physically yours, but your case, that you stay with that child and you work with them, and you stay with them, until the case is finished. To be a CASA volunteer, they have a volunteer orientation coming up, and it will be in September. It will be September 7th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And it's going to be at their office. It's going to be at their office. And what they do is they're court-appointed special advocates, volunteers. You have to commit to at least 1 year of advocacy. Communicate effectively, both orally and in writing. Participate in in-depth training, in their in-depth training program. You got to pass a background check and a CPS background check, and you have to be at least 21 years old. So if you want to be a CASA volunteer, their date is September 7th from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's at their office. And their phone number is 254-831-9880. So if you would like to, call them up, go through the training, and find out what everything is that you need to do, because our kids do need people when they go to court to stand up for them and stand with them, and not just a stranger that they have no clue who you are, and they walk in the morning to court and this is so and so. Okay, fine, but as a CASA person, you have already talked and you'll get to know the child. And where is CASA located? Let's tell you. For Bell and Coryell County, CASA is at 112 North Main Street in Belton. North Main Street in Belton. And once again, their phone number is 254-831-9880. So remember, a lot of us have free time and a lot of us want to help, but we don't know exactly what to do. But think about becoming a CASA volunteer, and bringing some sunshine into a child's life where there was none, and bringing some, just a hope where kids are, because they don't have any. So many, and you'll be surprised how many of our kids go through a CASA volunteer, and how many lives that they touch. You will be totally surprised. You'll be surprised to find out that I'll say in Bell County right now, we have more kids in foster care and waiting for foster care. We have so many, those numbers are just ridiculously, and they're climbing. So it's very important that we jump in wherever we can to assist, and like I said, get the training and get the knowledge out there. And we need to start going to work and making sure that our kids are safe as well as everybody else. So if you want to be a CASA volunteer, remember, call 254-831-9880, and let's see what we can do to get everything back straight. Okay, we're going to switch gears just for a minute and go back, but I'm still giving you information, because as we know, August is coming and back to school is coming, and people be looking for, people look for free school supplies because everybody can't afford it. So I'll tell you this. At Grace United Methodist Church here in Copper's Cove on Sunday, August 13th, 2017, from 3 to 6, they're going to have a back to school event for the entire community. They're giving away free school supplies, free food. Wow. Okay, y'all heard that right, free food. And they're doing free basic haircuts for students by a local hairstylist. The church is located at 101 West Avenue F, remember, in Copper's Cove. If you have any questions, or also if you want to donate, donate some school supplies, you can call 254-547-3729. So remember, Sunday, August 13th, at Grace United Methodist Church, back to school. Get your book bags, get your backpacks. It's free food, that's great. Free basic haircut. And I don't know what a basic haircut is, so I can't tell you, but you can call and ask. But it's free because they want to help make sure the kids go back to school with the necessary things they need. And since bullying is a big, huge problem in school, and parents have no idea what it is, it would be great for them to come to school with hair nicely done and have the supplies that they need to kick off for the first day. So we're going to take a little break and come right back.